Lyman Eagles Volleyball is live only on mylocalradio.com. Eagles Volleyball is in session for another action-packed fall season.
I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, I ain't playing around. I'ma take your crown. Man, better run, gonna hunt you down.
Carrying you straight through the year and into the state tournament in November. MyLocalRadio.com is here to bring you live video coverage of Lyman Eagles sports. With the opening serve quickly approaching, let's join Jake Hibbard, voice of the Eagles, in the My Local Radio broadcast booth for pregame coverage.
I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, I ain't playing around. I'ma take your crown. Man, better run, gonna hunt you down.
36-0. It's a season that will live on forever in Uinta County. But as we shift from one season to another, it's one that we must erase, at least for the time being. 2019 brings an entirely new Lyman volleyball team, save for head coach Brescia Hansen and her staff. The JV becomes the varsity, and it's out to carve a legacy of their own. The motto for 2019, why not us? Only one team took on the 2018 state champions every single day in practice. So who better to pick up and carry on the torch? Jake Hibbard welcoming you into the Cokeville Invitational, where the Wyoming volleyball season starts today. Pre-game coverage next on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turner library, Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Welcome back to Cokeville, Wyoming, and to this opening MyLocalRadio.com presentation of the 2019 season. As we look on, we see in the dark maroon jerseys with the white numerals and the black trim around the numbers, the Star Valley Braves to the near side of the court. On the far side, it's the JV program of the 3A state championship defending Lyman Eagles. A perfect season a year ago. Of course, something to always remember, but this program will need to start carving out a new legacy today. And out to do it, an entirely new cast and crew. The JV, as we mentioned in the opening, becomes the varsity as there are no returners from the entire varsity program a season ago. So many times when you get a program that special as that Lyman Eagles team was, never mind going undefeated, only a few teams can say they've ever done that, just a state championship program in itself, you usually have a lot of seniors on the team. But having all seniors, well, that's something rare and entirely different. But the Lyman Eagles, as a program, under head coach Brescia Hansen, have high hopes for this season as well. As we mentioned, and as we'll hear a little bit later, this JV program went up against the varsity every single day in practice and oftentimes got the best of them, continued to challenge that program, and Brescia, Coach Hansen, gives a lot of credit for these girls stepping up today and into their varsity roles. That behind-the-scenes credit for pushing an undefeated program every single day, Monday through Friday, and even on the weekends. As for Star Valley, the Braves had a very successful year in their first jump up to the 4A classification as well. Let's take a look at how they finished on the season. Of course, they win the Southwest Conference region, no problem, and then they head on to the regional tournament where they fall second place to the eventual state championship, winning Kelly Walsh Trojans. At state, however, the little 3A program that could made a lot of noise on opening day in a game that maybe not many people predicted. Star Valley advanced on to the championship semifinals at the Casper Event Center, defeating Natrona County, albeit a down Natrona County team in 3-1. The next day, Star Valley ran across the only other real buzzsaw last year and this year that we can say is making its home in the 4A level this year in Laramie, led by then freshman Alexis Stuckey and senior outside hitter Jennifer Odland. That was just too much for the Star Valley Braves, who were swept 25-18, 25-22, and 25-21. Sometimes it's how you react to situations and how you want to finish a season, because only in volleyball the state championship team and the third place finisher can say they ended their seasons with victories. Taking on a very fine Thunder Basin program in its first full year of existence, the Star Valley Braves went 3-1 over Thunder Basin, and their second full year of existence, winning 25-19, 25-21 to go up 2-0, falling 25-19 in the third before coming away with that third place victory 25-16. Star Valley, of course, loses a very important senior in Olivia Muir from a year ago, who is now playing at Casper College at the next level in the NJCAA in volleyball. But they return their second outside from a year ago, Otessa Olson. McKenna Brogue steps up from right side to outside, being a freshman last year, a sophomore last year, now a junior outside hitter. And there's a lot of returning cast and crew back as well. We will look at that a little bit more before the opening serve of this game. Right now it's set number 2 of 2, 12-11 the score between Lyman and Star Valley's JV. However, when we return, we will give a Star Valley tip of the cap as we talk to Dal Erickson, play-by-play voice of the Star Valley Lady Braves, and also SVI Media. That's the Star Valley Independent, the old school newspaper sports editor. We'll hear from Dal Erickson next on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
As I said, when we come back, we will hear from Dal Erickson of the Star Valley Independent. He is the play-by-play voice for the Lyman Eagles and a good friend of mylocalradio.com. Dal and I have gone back and forth throughout the years, both newspaper editors at one point, both doing play-by-play color analysis as well. So we have a lot of common ground, and Star Valley and Evanston and Lyman, Uinta County, everything together have a lot of common ground as well. Kind of a little bit away from each other, an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how fast you want to drive from each other and exactly where you're located. But a lot of common ground to be found and a very good set of programs that we will be seeing today. As I mentioned, it's a brand new varsity team for Lyman, but one that figures to probably be a very strong program as well. Star Valley getting a lot of returning talent after losing a very big cog in the program in Olivia Muir. So we'll take one more break, and in 30 seconds we will hear from Dal Erickson to talk about the Star Valley Braves program before we hear from the Lyman side on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
I've got Dal Erickson with me, voice of the Star Valley Lady Braves out of SVI Media. I'm getting you to start off the season because I don't get to talk to a whole lot of volleyball play-by-play guys. We're kind of unicorns in the state of Wyoming. The first thing I have to ask you about is, obviously, the impact that no Olivia Muir on the team will have in your estimation this season, what sort of hole she leaves, and what some of those players need to try and pick up in her absence.
Well, I think Olivia leaves a big hole because she wasn't just a big hammer at the net, but she was also a team leader. Her efforts in practice and just day-to-day grind, she was a leader in that regard. That being said, there's so much coming back for Star Valley that I think that they have limited questions other than that. I mean, it's still a big question who's going to fill that void, especially when you really need a kill here and there. But I think top to bottom, the team could actually be a little deeper and a little more talented, but they do have to find someone that can fill that role. At this point, I don't think it's going to be one person like it was Olivia last year. I think it's going to have to be a combination, and there are several girls for the Lady Braves I think are going to try and fill that role. Obviously, on the outside, you've got Otessa Olson. She's improved year after year. She's a senior. You're going to have a junior who's been playing a little bit of varsity even since she was a freshman, McKenna Brogue. She's going to be on the other side. And then in the middle, I'm really quite anxious to see the development of Hannah Christie. Opportunities I felt last year just because of the way that the offense needed to flow through Olivia. But she is she's got good height. She's about 5'9". She plays that middle row, and she's really athletic. In fact, she's one of the faster track sprinters. And so I'm anxious to see what kind of steps she makes. So I think those three girls together, along with maybe a couple other of younger additions like Mia Hutchinson and maybe a couple of others, can help kind of fill that role that Olivia has left.
Yeah, I mentioned Otessa. You mentioned Otessa Olson. She's jumping up from that second position to probably leading that outside. And I was talking to Blake Peterson, and he said he's planning to actually take McKenna Brogue and punch her over to the right, from the right side, maybe over to the outside position. So that will give them probably two pretty good hitters on the outside. And you mentioned some other players that are coming back, and there really are. There's a lot of familiar names. One name that is not so familiar, though, or it was familiar and is now gone, is Chad Tykert. He is stepped down, but bringing Blake Peterson in, from what I'm understanding, is not going to be too tough of a transition for these players.
You know, I asked that same question to Coach Peterson. He and Coach Tykert, and he admits this. He says Coach Tykert's probably forgotten more about volleyball than he'll ever know. You know, so he's definitely being courteous there to his former mentor, but at the same time, you know, he said they shared a lot of the same fundamental philosophies, one ball at a time, really digging in on fundamentals, getting to every ball, really scrapping and playing really against yourself rather than your opponent. It's like, this is the level we're trying to get at. And if you get there, if you're in that type of balance, then you're going to be okay on wins and losses. So I think they have that similar mindset. And also, you know, Coach Peterson comes over previously before he was at Star Valley. He was at Kemmer and won a state title with the Lady Rangers, first one in 30 years. So, I mean, it's not like he doesn't have some pedigree. And so he's obviously coached under Coach Tykert for the last several years. The staff around Blake changes a little bit. He'll have Denise Frazier and also Patience Jenkins, both of which Patience is a Star Valley gal. She's actually a year or two younger than me. I remember her playing back in school. And then Denise actually was a player for Rollins back in the day. So there actually is a lot of experience on that staff.
Well, the opening week is always Lyman versus Star Valley, it seems, at least as long as I've been here. Lyman and Star Valley have opened up that Cokeville Invitational, and I think especially, you know, last year with a very strong team on both sides, it was a good opening matchup. And this year I think it should be pretty similar as well. Lyman returns nobody from the varsity side basically, except
they get a JV team that basically moves all the way up and had to take on that varsity state championship 3A team from a year ago. And from what I'm told, actually was able to beat them a few times in practice. So I think we can come out of the Cokeville Invitational with a decent gauge looking at that Star Valley Lyman matchup for both teams at where they sit at the beginning of the season. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I know you're never going to replace what Lyman had. I mean, that was a special team. I mean, you just don't see a team go undefeated. And then, of course, they added a little drama right there at the end at state, rallying from two games down and come back and win it in 5. He did. And the way they did it is pretty impressive. But you bring up a really valid point. A guy that I used to broadcast with, Mark Taylor, who actually is from the Bridger Valley, he used to mention that all the time. He goes, one of the fringe benefits of championship team is that the kids who come back played against a state championship team the whole season. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. In this week's edition of the Star Valley Independent, Blake Peterson also mentioned that he has a lot of respect for Coach Hansen. And Lyman says she always does a fantastic job. And he says they're always scrappy. So he wasn't looking past Lyman at all. So I think you have a very valid point there as well. As far as Star Valley is concerned, really traditional things that have happened at the Cokeville tournament is they always request to play. Well, I told myself I would always call them Gillette until they build another school, and so they did. So now I got to call them Campbell County, but that's turned into a fun rivalry on the last weekend of August as well.
Yeah, it's a great pool. Lyman, Star Valley, and Campbell County, as well as Bear Lake all in that pool. Dal Erickson, voice of the Lady Braves in volleyball and SVI Media sports editor as well. Thanks so much. I'm sure I'll be talking to you throughout the year.
Hey, thanks, Jake. You do a great job, and I look forward to talking to you again.
We get a view on mylocalradio.com of both teams warming up. Star Valley in the colored jerseys, dark maroon, white numerals with a black stroke outline, save for number 10 to the right of the screen, Aisley Julander, who is the designated libero in this contest. Julander, one of 2 liberos listed on Star Valley's roster. Whitney Hale will be a DS. She's hitting just to the foreground beyond the view of the camera at the moment. On Star Valley's side, white jerseys, black striping with a little curly curve up the sides, black numerals in sans serif font and Eagles written across the back. Star Valley across the front of the jerseys for the Braves, black shorts on both of them. We have 12 minutes up on the scoreboard clock in pregame. However, I was told by, Cokeville head coach Bill Thompson that there would be about 6 minutes of time between the JV and the varsity contest. I believe this one will be a little bit more, as I think they're going to wait for the conclusion perhaps of this JV match happening to the right of us before they start the next one. Sometimes they'll do something like that, and my guess is that could be what we have. If you are watching, you can look down to the left and see a coin toss happening right now. Star Valley has won the coin toss with the captains conversing. Captains for Star Valley, senior setter Kaylee Hale, senior outside hitter Otessa Olson, and senior middle Hannah Christie. For the Lyman Eagles, just one captain, and it's number 4, the senior Mandy Eyre. We'll talk about Mandy a little bit later in this broadcast, as she's got a little bit of a funky position considering the hand that she hits with. She's a lefty who happens to be an outside hitter. If you're a Lyman fan tuning in, it's nothing new to you. You know it, and you've seen it, and you know the work she's done to make it a thing. If you're not as familiar with the Eagles, then you probably haven't seen it. I can say in my years of broadcasting Wyoming volleyball, Mandy Eyre is the first, albeit most of my broadcasting at the 4A level, is the first left-handed outside I will see when the varsity match squares off in about 10 minutes from now. That's my estimated start time, just looking as currently Lyman is going through the defensive hit drills and Star Valley in the hitting line. They'll reverse, and we still have yet for the clock to start. We'll take a break now and come back with Brescia Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Eagles, on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
The clock has now started to move, and 11 minutes before the start of this contest on that scoreboard. As the JV game has ended, to the court to the right of us, Alta taking on what looks like Green River. Yes, that is Wolves across the back of the jersey. So they were indeed waiting for the JV contest to conclude on the right court before they started the countdown on the left court. Officials getting everything set. The coin toss has been done. It looks like the up official for this contest will be Donna Bruce, activities secretary for Evanston High School. We will see, though. Bruce definitely doing something with the lineup, so perhaps she is the down. And now that I look at it, it may be the case. We will see where everyone's lined up at. The hitting lines still going for Star Valley. And seeing several players getting their swings. Addie Jenkins hitting from the right side there and setting up to take a hit. As well, a JV player. All in all, got the rosters here. But let's run you through what we anticipate to be the players on the court for today's contest. Again, we will hear from Brescia Hansen shortly, but we will do starting lineups as scene set, a continued scene set here, before we give them again as they are officially out onto the court. And this is everyone who plays. This is how I do, if you're new to listening to me, this is how I do my volleyball rosters, starting lineups. I don't care the first 6 people out there. I would like you to know everyone who will be playing in this contest. Because in volleyball goes, a front row player may only play that front row. They start out, but when they come in, you don't want to have to reintroduce them. Substitutions in volleyballs aren't exactly the same as in other sports. You get a quick stoppage of play after every single point scored, but subs happen quickly and rapidly. So for the sake of trying to keep all of you apprised, I give you my rotations on both sides a little ahead of time, and then adjust as necessary. Starting off with the Lyman Eagles. As I'm told, only 6 Lyman players will be on the court today, just rotating all the way around. That means everyone plays front row and back line for Lyman in a contest like this. Raven Heaton is a sophomore and will be the libero, at least is listed as the varsity libero, but she is out with a little bit of an injury, and so not playing today. We'll see if she's available tomorrow, but certainly not available for today's game. The outside hitters, let's start with them. And the senior captain, Mandy Eyre, wears number 4 on the jersey and is a senior. Opposite her at the outside position, and I mean opposite, meaning opposite in that rotation wheel, is a sophomore, Bryce Hansen. She wears number 10. Kendall Dickerson is a sophomore as well, and she plays middle blocker, middle hitter, whatever you'd like to call it, but she most definitely wears number 15. The other middle hitter is Madison Harris, not Maddie. As I asked her before the game, would you rather be called Maddie or Madison? And she said Madison. So let's get that adjustment on there. And she is a senior, wearing number 22. The setter is a junior, Brooklyn Walker, wears number 13. The luckiest of numbers. And Sierra Heaton is a right side, a senior, wearing number 12. Raven Heaton, if she were available, wears number 30 and is a sophomore. Now let's move on to the Star Valley side of things. A fairly tight rotation as well, although they do have a listed libero who is active and a DS who will see time as well. Starting in the same place we did with Lyman, at outside hitter. That's the player with the big arm to the left of the net, hitting usually from the left side, although depending on rotations and whether you're in serve receive or you are serving can depend on exactly where they line up for that first opportunity attack. A senior and a 3-year varsity starter at least, number 5, and playing outside hitter, I believe, in the first rotation today, Otessa Olson. Opposite her in the rotation at outside is McKenna Brogue, a junior. Last year as a sophomore, McKenna Brogue, who wears number 3, played as a right side hitter, but As I was told by first-year head coach but longtime assistant Blake Peterson, she will be an outside in today's contest. We will adjust if necessary. Hannah Christie wears number 17. She is a senior and plays middle blocker for Star Valley. Mia Hutchinson, a sophomore, wears number 25 and is a middle as well. Kaylee Hale is the setter in the 5-1 formation for Star Valley, is a senior and wears number 26. Addie Jenkins is a right side hitter and is a junior wearing number 24. That rounds out the regular rotation of that going around the wheel for Lyman, and then at DS, likely in place of one of the middle blockers as rotations usually go, but not always, will be Whitney Hale, number 1 on the jersey, and a sophomore. With the libero jersey, the only Star Valley player in white today, a senior, Aisley Julander, and a libero from a year ago along with Hale. She wears number 10 when it's that white jersey. When it's not, she's 22. But it is the white jersey, so she is number 10 today. We are about 5.5 minutes away from the starting point of the season for both Star Valley and Lyman Volleyball. The 2019 campaign is upon us, as we will take a break and welcome you back to the Cokeville Invitational next by hearing from head coach of the Lyman Eagles, the defending 3A state champions, on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
We hope you're enjoying this mylocalradio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. The Come On In of Casper. When it comes time to cheer on your Buffs or Eagles at state, the Come On In is your best bet for a great night's stay. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. General Manager Dennis Lynch invites you to come and experience a community-driven dealership. Evanston Regional Hospital. Quality health care close to home. Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light blinking? Don't guess at what the problem is. Take it to Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And achieve sports medicine and physical therapy. No excuses, just results. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
I'd like to add to that list our newest sponsor, Black's Fork Dental. Joining the mylocalradio.com team, we appreciate everyone out there listening in on just a few ticks before noon on a Friday afternoon. And those of you on a 4-day school schedule don't have to worry about skipping class to tune into the game. We appreciate you doing so. About 3.5 minutes away from the start of this contest. Let's now hear from Brescia Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Eagles.
I have Lyman volleyball coach Brescia Hansen for me. Another week of practice down, but now we're ready for the games. The Cokeville Invitational is upon us, and you've got 3 very good opponents, starting definitely not least with Star Valley, a team with a new coach, a few new players, but a whole lot of returners as well. A team that you get to see here and there. What do you know about them as you go in for your first contest of the year?
Right. Well, this is my 7th year, I believe, at Lyman, and every year we've opened up with Star Valley. That's who we play the first every year. And they're always tough. They're always good. Blake will have his team ready to go. He's a new coach, but not really new. He knows exactly what he's doing. What I do know about Star Valley is they won't have Olivia Muir, and that will be a good thing for us, but they certainly do return a lot of good players, and I expect them to be very sharp, and I hope my team can match up with them.
You mentioned Olivia Muir. She's moved on, playing at Casper College in volleyball, of course. She was a very good hitter, a very strong hitter, and then as her second outside last year, in the last couple of years actually, Otessa Olson now jumps up into that OH1 position, which when you're part of a dynamic duo is sometimes a tall task. I'm sure you've seen it throughout your coaching positions. Maybe you've experienced it yourself. When you go from being the younger, maybe the kid sister, to the big hitter, and now everyone's looking on you as the senior, what sort of adjustments do players have to make in those sort of situations?
I mean, I think that the adjustments players have to make include shouldering all that weight. Olivia carried so much weight, and of course I've had players throughout the years that have had to shoulder that weight, and then when they leave, the slack has to be picked up, and a lot of pressure goes to that next person, and so they have to learn how to deal with the pressure and to deal with being the new team leader, and that's a tough task.
So let's move on to the Lyman team. A team that's not so much dealing with a similar situation because it's not one player moving up. It's a whole unit jumping up from JV to varsity. How are they reacting so far? Of course, just in the court, in the practice court. You haven't seen them on the playing court yet, but how have they reacted?
So we had a whole first week of practice where we were pretty jumbled up, and I didn't divide up teams. Yesterday, the last 20 minutes of practice, we finally got set into our teams and started going through some rotations. And so I can't really answer that question as individual players. All of my varsity kids are doing very well. But we've just kind of came together yesterday as a team and started going through our rotations, and hopefully that will be enough for us to be ready to perform at the varsity level on Friday.
Of course, anytime you're making a large mass jump from one level to another, there's going to be that learning curve when you're going against varsity teams at all times. But is it a help that at least these players were all playing together last year, that there's not as much? Have you seen players still needing to get in rhythm with each other, or has there been a lot of we already know what each other does?
I mean, I lost all of my starters last year, and so this is one team moving up as a whole unit. So they're very comfortable playing with each other. The struggle will be, and there'll be a few growing pains with playing at the varsity level all the time. But like I said before, my team, this JV team, played against my varsity team every day in practice. So they've been playing at the varsity level for at least a whole year. And so the growing pains, I think, will be to just kind of knock the dust off and get that first tournament under our belt, and then hopefully we should be ready to go.
I should have asked you this last week, but in any of those drills when maybe you go 225 or something like that, did that JV program ever get your varsity last year in practice?
Yes, they did. They beat us plenty of times.
Well, that's good, because then that means that that's the only team to beat that Lyman varsity team last year. Good luck at Cokeville. You know what we're in store for. A long weekend, a whole lot of volleyball, but we'll know a lot more when we come out of it. Coach Brescia Hansen, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
And welcome back to the Cokeville Invitational, where the 2019 season is underway for several teams, and about to be joining them, the Star Valley Braves and the Lyman Eagles. Both sides lined up to meet at the net. Congratulate and wish each other a good 2019 season, and then we are on to volleyball. Star Valley in the maroon jerseys to the near side of the net, and over on that far side in the white jerseys, it is Lyman. The angles at Cokeville are always interesting, and of course, this year is no exception. We will do our best on the angles, although, as you can see, it will be lengthwise, at least today. A programming note before we start this contest: all three Lyman broadcasts for volleyball today will be on. All three games are covered. I will be covering all three. However, if you are out there wondering where the Mountain View game is as well, all three Mountain View games are on as well. The reason I'm here doing all Lyman is because over on the other side, in the other gymnasium, we have Preston, Evanston, and Rich County in the Mountain View pool, all of which are radio affiliates of MyLocalRadio.com, allowing us to bring all 6 contests of the Bridger Valley to you today. We will do our best to do as much on Saturday. Donna Bruce, Activities Secretary for Evanston High School, is the down official, and the opening serve of the 2019 season goes to Star Valley's McKenna Brogue. Wears number 3, large stroke of black on the outside of that white numeral, slaps on the jump serve over. Mandier, high return. Picked back up and looking to send it over on the third is Sierra Heaton. Pardon me, Brooklyn Walker. New season, new teams. Outside, though, Otessa Olsen. She's been around, and the first opportunity kill is down and away for Otessa. Otessa Olsen, the second outside hitter. Kid's sister, as I referred to her, to Olivia Muir for the past couple of years. Coming in with a big open body and a high, heavy swing on her first attack, and it is a kill. The second serve by McKenna Brogue goes out of bounds, and we are knotted up at 1-1. The impact, the scoreboard today, we'll see in a second who's home and who's away, as there's an ace serve by Brooklyn Walker, Lyman in the white jerseys is listed as the guest. So if you're looking for Lyman's score, it's on the right side. If you're looking for Star Valley, it's on the left. Walker serves again. Push up by Julander. Set up to the outside, and Otessa Olsen sends it down the line, but I think she hit antenna. Goes out of bounds either way. 3-1 in favor of the Lyman Eagles. Brooklyn Walker continuing to serve. The junior, wearing number 13 in a setter, has pigtails on either side, and she sends it long and out of bounds. 2 service errors within the first 5 points scored here at the Cokeville Invitational. Aisley Julander with the serve. High loft and out of bounds. Make it 3. The score is 4-2 in favor of Lyman. And all of the serves, especially as you see players with the jump serve, that approach, they have less room to attack than usual. End over end serve sent over by Bryce Hansen. Middle attack, high and way out of bounds by Mia Hutchinson. Star Valley with the attacking air gives it back to the hands of Bryce Hansen on the serve. 5-2 the score on the board. High bump up to the middle. Shoot to the outside. Olsen winds up, opens up, and sends it down. 2 kills early on for Otessa. She's the heavy hitter in this game, the known commodity. Serve for Star Valley, a substitution in, and Addie Jenkins takes her place as a right side hitter. That puts Kaylee Hale back to serve as the setter. Backside attack. Kendall Dickerson got caught in the net for Lyman on the attack, and the point goes, pardon me, it was Star Valley in the net. Addie Jenkins caught, so the point goes, maybe a replay even, ball on the court, still at 5-3 the score. Serve out of bounds by Kendall Dickerson, makes it 5-4. Star Valley down a point. Otessa Olsen back serving out of the front line. McKenna Brogue takes her hits in the outside position. Well, we'll have to wait a little bit for that as a service error out by Otessa. You may be wondering, can they ever get it in? Well, the Cokeville Invitational is an interesting task. Number one, it's the first week of the season. There's a serve by Lyman just over by Sierra Heaton. Bump up by Olsen and an attack cross quarter. McKenna Brogue sends it over onto Lyman's side. Outside to the lefty, air. She rolls it down the line. Hale sets up to Jenkins. High and up to Brogue. Deflected at the net. Back to Lyman. Sent over the net. On-to Mandy Air's arm as it was pushed over by Star Valley. And a double hit called on Mandy Air puts the score at, well, it says 6-4 here, but it should be 5-5. And now it says 6-5, and there we go. We're all back. 6-5 the score. Lyman leading. There's not as much room to approach as the bleachers are up against the players. So with a heavy approach and a little jump punch over, as we see by Star Valley there with Mia Hutchinson, sometimes that just sends you off and you can't serve as well as you would like to. Also, it's the first week of the season. Players are getting used to playing volleyball again. An attack on a little touch over by Mandy Air, the Statue of Liberty over 2 blockers, puts Lyman up 7-5 on the board. A 2-point advantage. Match number 1. Last year, Lyman got 36 of them, won them all. Mandy Air, the lefty, back to serve. Sends it over, back middle. Olsen to Hale, outside. Brogue, cross quarter. Big heavy attack. Returned over the net on a bump by Dickerson. Star Valley scrambling, 3 and over. Bump up and sent on to Walker. High and outside. Wind up. Bryce Hansen says hello. Welcome to the match to the sophomore outside getting her first attack, and it is a kill down. 8-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Hansen played a lot of varsity basketball last year, but was on the JV volleyball team, as was everyone out on the court today playing for Lyman. Outside attack by McKenna Brogue. She seems to shade heavy on the cross-court attacks. Sends it out of bounds, and Lyman leading 9-5. Olsen prefers line at least early in the game. She can certainly go cross, but McKenna, we have yet to see try to take a shot down the line. To the middle, high attack. And it's a 2-set that goes through the arms of Madison Harris and down for the point. The kill there by Christie, Hannah Christie with the attack. 9-6 as Star Valley gets a point back. 3-point advantage for Lyman, playing to the far side of the net. The serve to Star Valley is Whitney Hale. A bump set. Outside to Hansen, tips it over 2 blockers. Backline defense by Star Valley's Hale. To Brogue, she tries line. Blocks it off the center hands of Heaton, of Walker, and it's 9-7. Lead is cut to 2 as Star Valley trying to climb back. Whitney Hale on the serve. Hale played varsity last year as a DS libero as a freshman and returns as a DS in this first match today. Punch over, a setup, Walker outside Hansen off the hands of Hale and saved by Star Valley. Brogue with the left hand, pretty touch over. Back to Star Valley, a long send out of bounds just inside by half a hair as McKenna Brogue gets the broken play kill. 1 point differential on the board early on, first set action here at the Cokeville Invite. We expected a barn burner to begin the season, a fine 3A and 4A matchup, and we're getting as much early on. Bryce Hansen gets the first return, back set to the right side. Big attack, and there was a gigantic hole left. Star Valley trying to recover. Brogue again tries cross court and finds the back line again. We're knotted up at 9. It was a great attack by Madison Harris coming in from the right side. And let me tell you, the seam left between the two Star Valley blockers could not have been bigger. She did find it perfectly, though, but a great survive and send it over by Star Valley led to the kill by Brogue, which was just inbounds for back-to-back plays. On to Lyman's side. Outside attack, Bryce Hansen goes far, and Lyman trails for the first time this set. 10-9 the score as Whitney Hale serves. Taking her time, approaching from just a shade to the right of dead center middle. Walker with some time to the middle. Hansen winds up, knocks it off the tape. It's a clean play onto Star Valley side. Brogue has to adjust to a back set. She goes sharp cross and down. McKenna Brogue, the junior, moving from right side last year over to outside, showing that the weight was well worth it. With Olivia Muir and Otessa Olsen in those spots the last couple of years, there was really no room for Brogue, but she adjusted, played the right side hitter position as a righty, and now moves over to her natural outside spot and is being a tear early for this Lyman defense. On to Lyman's side. High middle two set goes for naught. I think it was a setup to Mandy Air. Bryce Hansen came in to clean up the mess, and I think there might have been miscommunication between the two. We have a timeout early. 12-9. Star Valley rolling up by 3 over the Lyman program on this First Bank presentation of Eagles Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Back at the Cokeville Invitational, Lyman taking on Star Valley. Blake Peterson, a first-year coach for the Braves, holding on to a 3-point advantage early on in the first set. Whitney Hale with an extended serving run continues it out of the timeout break. Bryce Hansen, Mandy Air with the first bump, and it's 3 and over to Star Valley's side. Set up by Hale to the middle. Christie punches it over a couple of blockers, but saved by the bell. Make that the ball on the other court. A ball rolls on to the Lyman side just as the tip over would have counted. So it's a replay, 12-9, try it again. Hale serving just right of center again. Line over, Mandy Air with the first touch. Walker sets to the middle. Hansen skies up, Statue of Liberty, pancake almost down by Hale, but not quite. Whitney, a valiant attempt there by the sophomore, but Lyman with the first point back out of the break, thanks in part to the generous attack from the right side coming over into the court and forcing a replay. A serving air by Madison Harris gives the point back and possession to Star Valley on the serve. Move McKenna Brogue to the back line. Otessa Olsen, the seasoned veteran, back in at outside hitter for Star Valley. Mandy Air with the first touch in the back line. To the outside, Kendall Dickerson gets a good cross-court attack, but weathered. Star Valley from the 10-foot line. Olsen down on a kill. No. Pick back up. Great save by Air. Ruled down, and I don't know what the call is there. The play was 100% up by Mandy. And waiting. The point is ruled in favor of Star Valley, and I need an explanation out of that. We'll not get one as we're very far away from the officials. Outside Dickerson. Good attack to the back middle. Brogue touches it. Hale saves it, and a third is over and just past the antenna. Take that back. It did not cross the antenna on the left side, so a point to Lyman. Much needed for this Uinta County program. Down 14-11. As a JV squad, this Lyman group did not drop a set in the months of September or October. High attack by Olsen, goes through the block but lands long and out. Back-to-back points for Lyman off of Star Valley Airs. 14-12, and serving Airs is the story of the day as Brooklyn Walker sends it out, and we are at 15-12 in favor of Star Valley. Aisley Julander, the server. Lofts it over, and a shanked return by Harris. Upset with herself, being consoled by teammates Sierra Heaton and Mandy Air. Point to Star Valley. 16-12. Try it again. Harris with a good bump up, but Walker has to go a while. A wild bump set, and it's put over by Hansen. On to Olsen. She winds up, lands it into the arms of Madison Harris. Sent over the net. Olsen flips it over, and it's a point to Star Valley. What a dynamic play on a couple of attacks by Olsen. Starting to pull away in the opening set is Star Valley. Lyman looking for a response. A good setup here. Walker misses, though. Set it too far outside for Sierra Heaton, attacking from the left side of the net. And the 6-point advantage, it balloons a little bit farther. Aisley Julander, designated libero in today's game. Line drive, just floats it over. Back set to Hansen. Cross court. Sharp hit the tape, fell down. And finally for Lyman. They've gotten some points lately, but a lot have been by Airs. Way to earn one as this team trying to be resilient and crawl back in the set. All of these contests at the Cokeville Invitational are best of 5. That's why you see so many teams coming to a tournament like this. They like the 5-set action early on in the year. Forces their teams to be healthy, in shape, and ready to play it like a real game early on. First opportunity attack, Otessa Olsen, talking about playing like a real game early on. She's already in midseason form. 19-13 with that big kill. Found a giant seam in the blocking hole. 19-13 on the impact physical therapy board. Kaylee Hale serving. Slaps it over from straightaway center. Harris to Hansen. Outside air approaching. Line shot down, picked up by Hale though. Olsen, high set, blocked. Try it again. Olsen will serve, get the setup again, and back-to-back blocks. Kendall Dickerson going to work. Hale slaps it over onto Lyman's side. Set up by Walker to Air. She has to toe the tight antenna line and does that. On to Star Valley. It's Olsen with the outside attack. Picked up by the backline defense. An attack by Olsen. A roll shot over to Julander. Hale back sets. And a right side cross quarter. Picked up. Addie Jenkins on the attack. Play at the middle. It's a joust between the two teams and it falls down on Lyman's side. 19-13 becomes 20-13 on the board. Kaylee Hale serving for the Braves. Harris opts to push it. Walker to Dickerson on the right side. It's down. Knocked it right off the hands of Mia Hutchinson. 20-14. Lyman needing 11 before 5 by Star Valley is how we see the first set. Back set to Olsen attacking in zone 2. Punch it through, find the donut hole, and go back to serve. Olsen with the point. And now holding the ball as she trots back to the white line for the serve. 21-14 on the board. Hansen, bump set, up to Walker, to Air from the left side, down for the point. And off the hand, she tooled the block of Addie Jenkins. 21-15. Serve up to the middle. Punch over the block of Air onto Star Valley's side. Jenkins, bump set to Brogue. She pushes it back line. Hansen to Walker. Air winds up, beats the block. Sharp cross down. And Hale with a mighty return. Olsen not quite over the net. Not a kill by Air, but forcing them out of system. And the point back to Lyman. 21-16, the score on the board. Serve goes to Kendall Dickerson, Sierra Heaton, who she doesn't like it as soon as it leaves her hand. It falls short. Back to Star Valley. Mia Hutchinson on the serve. Serves just to the right of center, slaps over, back middle. Hansen on the first touch. Tied on the net, back set to Air. The lefty winds up, goes line off the block of Brogue. And the Lyman Eagles have 1 point back, 22-17. Serve back to Mandy Air, approaching in zone 2. Serves it over, Olsen in the back line. Picks it up, Hale to the set. Down on in between two attackers would be. And just a missed set there by Kaylee Hale. She's been pretty solid throughout the contest so far, but couldn't find Christie or Jenkins. Try it again by Air. Floating serve just out of bounds. 23-17 the score. Make it 23-18, pardon me. Whitney Hale had that long serving run, which was a difference maker early in the set. 2 away from a set 1 victory. She slaps it over the net again. Back to Heaton, bumps up, Walker to the outside. Hansen winds up, goes off the line, and the hands were on of Christie, but her placement was just a bit off as it fell out of bounds, and a point back to Lyman. 23-19, trying to pull back one of the great comebacks early in the year. Slap over by Harris on the serve for Lyman. Try Brogue. Look for a cross quarter. The block anticipated it. Kendall Dickerson has been watching McKenna Brogue go cross court time after time after time. She read it and sent the block down to pull Lyman within 3. Harris with a second serve. Punches it over, back left corner. To the middle. Christie winds up, has to adjust to the set being a little to the left, but that took the defense off. Madison Harris could not adjust. We are at set point number 1, 24-20 in favor of Star Valley. McKenna Brogue with the serve. Otessa Olsen back in at outside in the front line, joined by Hale, the setter, and Christie, the middle. Jump serve over is out. And oh, what a tight one as it led it over. Sometimes when it hits that top of the tape, it can adjust. It was certainly headed out at first, but did go out in the end. Set point number 2. Walker with the serve. Hale to Star Valley's Hannah Christie. Blocked down by Hansen. Gets back over. Hansen punches it once again. Hale bumps that outside to Olsen. She winds it back middle. Mandy Air to Walker. Shoot to the outside. And off the block. Lyman still alive. Knocks it off the hand, the right wrist rather, of the setter, Kaylee Hale with the attack. Bryce Hansen makes it 24-22. Nice play there by the sophomore. Walker continuing to serve. Brooklyn, end over end, punch up. Paisley Julander with the first attack. Down 2, Otessa Olsen. We knew she'd be strong coming in, the most experienced varsity player, bar none in this contest. And she ends set number 1 with a first opportunity kill. The final, 25-22 on the board. We will be back with set 2 action shortly. Give us a couple of minutes. This is the first break presentation of Lyman Eagle Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbard, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lyman Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNY on 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com, or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet, every Wednesday, August through March on KNY 99.1 FM in Evanston, or online anytime at mylocalradio.com, or of course at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
What a fantastic first set. We were treated to the final 25-22 on the board, and it was Lyman's set to have early on. They led by 4 points through the first 14, 9-5. And that's about the time that Whitney Hale, the designated DS, that's defensive specialist for this contest, she'll switch between her and Julander as the libero throughout the season for Star Valley, maybe early on unless they determine one, or maybe it'll be throughout the season. Either way, it was about that time when she came in to start serving and climb back. Star Valley took a lead, and a timeout was called by Lyman at 12-9 after leading and then giving up 7 consecutive points. It would have been 8 until a ball from the right court fell into the left and forced a replay. Lyman got one back, but it was Star Valley's set from that point on. As we go on to set number 2, Lyman in the white jerseys, blue eagles across the back of the jerseys, black numerals, and a dark blue swoop up the sides, has the opening serve on the near side with Star Valley in the maroons with the black siding and black shorts on the far side. The opening serve goes to Brooklyn Walker, the setter, and a junior for Lyman, wearing number 13. Ups and downs on the official sides have conversed, and we are set for game time. Set number 2, Star Valley leading 1-0, and we are underway. Serve over to the middle. Hannah Christie winds up off the hands of Bryce Hansen. Saving play, down to her knees goes Harris, and 3 and over. It's on by Heaton. On to Star Valley's side. Hale, high set up Olsen. Down the line, make it a back like middle. And Olsen with the opening attack and kill of this set, just like she had in her first attack in the opening set. 1-0 the score, and the serve quickly heads over Star Valley's way. Aisley Julander, wearing number 10 in the white libero jersey, keeps it just inbounds. Mandiere on to Walker on the right side. Hansen off the blocking hands of Otessa Olsen. And a net touch called in on Star Valley gives the point to Lyman. Take that away. Net touch on Lyman gives the point to Star Valley. It's 2-0. Check that, reverse it. Aisley Julander with the serve. Heaton doesn't like the return she got. A tee-off by Mia Hutchinson ends up sending it right into the net. So first, Heaton didn't like the shot she got over. Obviously not. You return it over the net. That's not what you want to do. But Hutchinson even more upset as she had a tee off and put it into the net. Olsen with the first return up. Now an attack for Star Valley on the serve receive. A big seam left there between Dickerson and Heaton. You got the blocking hands up between a middle and a right side. You definitely don't want to see a volleyball and a half worth of space when they close in on a powerful attacking hitter like Otessa Olsen. And unfortunately, that's what we saw in that play there. 3-1 on the board. And a serve by Kaylee Hale, the setter for Star Valley. Kept in, pushed up by Mandiere. Back set to Harris, but it's over the net and on to Otessa Olsen, who puts it down. I said Harris there. It was Kendall Dickerson who was attempted to be set up. 4-1 on the board. And a big lead early on opened up, becomes a little bit bigger with an ace over. Shanked return by Mandiere. We're seeing a lot of early season mistakes, and that's what you expect to see, all the service errors. And for Lyman, remember, they're taking on a team that is largely back at the varsity level from a year ago. This Lyman team played all JV all the time a season ago. Kendall Dickerson gets a good setup and a right side attack heading into the serve as it's 5-2 on the impact. On the scoreboard. Old habits die hard there. Kendall Dickerson with the serve over. Line back middle. Julander, not the best of returns, and 3 and a push over. On to Lyman's side. Walker sets middle. Harris works it through 2 blockers, but picked up by Hale. Out of system. Olsen rolls shots over. On to the setter, Heaton. Air, deep line push. A lot of out-of-system play. Goes to a back middle attack by Otessa Olsen. Finally, a setter gets the ball over, but she sends it right at the net, so no attempt at an attack over by Harris, and the point goes back to Star Valley on the Lyman Air. 6-2 on the board. 4-point advantage for Star Valley. The momentum was working. Big Mo for Lyman early on, but it shifted, and it stays firmly in the grasp of Star Valley. Otessa Olsen back serving. Puts McKenna Brogue for her first hits. And a good attack, Mandy Air from the outside. So we mentioned in the pregame, Mandy Air, a lefty playing outside hitter, something you almost never see, and something that she changed this year. She was never able to go a line from that position because she was attacking coming from the outside. She shifted that so she approaches her attack from the inside. And as you see there, it was a beautiful line shot for the kill, adding some dynamic ability to her this season. She punches it over and back-to-back kills. First with the power, then with the finesse. Mandy Air gets a pair of points and gives the Star Valley defense a little bit of fits. 6-4 on the board. Sierra Heaton serving over. Back left side to Olsen. Shoot to the left. McKenna Brogue goes deep cross. It's picked up. 1-2 and a third over. Picking up Mandy Air. Sends it on to Star Valley side. Hale, quick set to the middle. And wow, 3 and not quite over. An attack on a quick set by Mia Hutchinson. Kaylee Hale did exactly what you want to do on a quick set there. As the setter, your job is to find where the middle blocker's hands will be when she reaches her apex. And so it's just, like we said, quick. That's why it's called a quick set. Hutchinson scores and then gets the serve over. Walker to the outside. Air winds up, opens up her body, and sends it. Tools off the block of McKenna Brogue. We are at 7-5. At least we should be at 7-5. The scoreboard has not been updated. It was 6-4. Well, maybe they'll keep it at 7-4. A serve out of bounds. We see a lot of missed points early on in Cokeville. It's just how it goes. There's all these courts going on. But I am almost positive, if I'm wrong, correct me, but it was 6-4 and then a point by Star Valley, followed by a point by Lyman, followed by a point by Star Valley. The score should be 8-5. We'll see if it gets corrected at any point. Otherwise, we won't worry at it beyond that point. Walker to the outside. Hanson, deep cross. Picked up by Julander, the libero. Brogue, two-handed push over to the back middle. Air on the return, but a double hit called on the setup by Kaylee Hale, beside herself. 8-5 the score. Lyman trailing Star Valley. A battle of 3A versus 4A. 1, 2, and a third over. Brogue gets a nice attack over and inbounds. A bump set. Brogue came from dead, wound around her bump set mate, and sent it down with authority. 9-6, and the point has been corrected and added for Lyman, so we're all at even. 3-point disadvantage for Lyman. Kendall Dickerson with a little nice attack. Nothing special there, but found it and knocked it off a defender's hands that went flying into the Star Valley bench. And earned points is what you're looking for. You don't want those unearned points. You'll take them later in the season. A service error by Walker, the setter, makes it 10-7. You'll take them late in the season, but early on you're looking, what did our team do? Because you don't care as much about the wins and losses. You like a point like what Kendall Dickerson did right there. She got it over. She sent it off a defense. It wasn't an error. It was an earned point. Return over by Harris onto the Star Valley side. Olsen winds up and sends it just out of bounds. Tried to toe the line, but ended up a shade to the left from her vantage point. And Star Valley leads by 2. Lyman climbing back. Bryce Hanson pounding the volleyball a couple of times, and the little jump serve over. A liner just onto the hands of Olsen. She gets the first attack. Roll shot over. Picked up by by Hanson. On to Star Valley side. Olsen with the attack. Rolls over 2 blockers again. Back-to-back shots by Olsen. Both times just shooting it over the block of Heaton and Dickerson and working all right. 11-8 the score on the board. 3-point advantage for Star Valley. Lyman down 1-0 in the opener. Kaylee Hale, the server. Dickerson, the first return. A tough position for Walker there as she had no good attempt at a set. Just 3 and over for Star Valley. A missed set on the Afton side. Gives it back to Lyman. Good setup here. Air winds up off the block. Picked up by Olsen. She sets up for the attack, and she does get it. Deep cross off the hands of Hansen and Harris, and the point back to Star Valley by way of the Olsen attack. Every time you get it to Otessa Olsen, you better be ready for her to get that quick approach back, and she starts running. She says every time, Kaylee, get me the ball, and just about every time her setter has obliged. A ball onto the court negates a would-be block by Otessa Olsen. She's being consoled by her teammates, throwing her hands in the air, saying, oh, man, I missed out on that one. Would have been her first stuff block of the season. Kaylee Hale to serve for Star Valley from the far side of the net. Lofts it over, and out of rotation called on Lyman gives an automatic point to Star Valley. Down official Donna Bruce getting Lyman all organized here. Just caught one player a bit to the right or left of another. Everyone seems happy now with the instruction given. 13-8 the score. Lyman down by 5. Star Valley on the serve. Hale over. A little bit of movement there. A curveball sent over by Kaylee Hale. You have a good vantage point. Maybe I have a little bit better vantage point, just being a little bit to the left of the camera there. The ball came out of her right hand, shot over to the right from my side, and then came back sharply to the left, leading to that ace. 14-8 the score. Line attack down, picked up. Otessa Olsen, a deep line push. Not always the best or the prettiest, but very effective when you read the defense as Otessa did there. Saw the Lyman Eagles defense crashing to the net and pushed it back corner for the point. 15-8 the score. Lyman without answers, another point heading. Lyman point, it's out of bounds on the attack by Star Valley. 15-9 the score. Kendall Dickerson with the attack on the serve over. Bumped up, Julander tied on the net. Hale toes it. Otessa through a blocker. Deflected by the hands of Harris. Air tries to push it over 2 blockers. Good backline defense, though, but not quite enough. Kaylee Hale came up, but she had the back of Mia Hutchinson just a little bit in front, a little bit too tight there. Nice thought, just didn't quite work out for Star Valley, and a point to Lyman. Serve over by Dickerson. Olsen winds up, wraps it around, and put back down for the point. Great kill there by Otessa. We've known Otessa Olsen to be a heavy hitter. That's nothing new, but I wondered how she would come in being the guy, the man, the woman, I guess I should say, the OH1. Last couple of years, she's been number 2 behind Olivia Muir. It's been a dynamic duo, but Otessa Olsen and McKenna Brogue proving that they can be a dynamic duo of their own. And a stuff block down by Brogue, the aforementioned, makes it 17-10 and a Star Valley point. Olsen serving over. Lyman side, and Bryce Hansen and the gang watch it head out of bounds, a point back to the Eagles. 17-11. Lyman down 1-0 to Star Valley. Sierra Heaton punches it over. Back to Julander. Right at the middle. Perfect pass set up to Brogue. Cross quarter, but out of bounds. Brogue got up high, but couldn't quite get on top of the ball that time. A 5-point deficit for Lyman as they try to climb back. Sierra Heaton with her second serve. And here's where you get the chance. Sierra Heaton serving. Volleyball is 100% a game of runs. And Lyman in desperate need of that run right now. Julander to Hale. Middle attack. Hutchinson blocked, but down on Lyman's side. Harris got hands on it, but couldn't punch it back over to that side of the tape. Falls instead on her. 18-12. Point back to Star Valley, and they have the serve. Mia Hutchinson with the serve over. That puts Hannah Christie back in at middle blocker. Push up, Bryce Hansen to Walker. Outside Air has to go with a flat-footed attack. One hand blocked by Christie. A toe, a joust at the line. Over on Star Valley side of the net. Hale punches it back. On to Lyman. To Air, 2 blockers cross quarter, and a run down not in time and a little in vain. An attack by Air gives a point back to Lyman. 18-13. You're not out of it yet, but in rally scoring, it is getting down to it. Mandy Air with the serve over. Back middle, return up, Olsen to Hale, to Brogue, the cross quarter, in with a foot of space. Big power attack and finding them where they ain't. Just like baseball, you get a single that way. Same thing in volleyball, same sort of philosophy. Find where the hole is and react in a split second's time. 19-13 on the board. Good serve over, handled well by Air. High and outside Hutt, and a two-hand punch over. Hale to the middle. Christie sets up for Star Valley. Hansen had hands on it but couldn't keep it down. It's a blocking error and a timeout taken by Coach Brescia Hansen Lyman. Her squad down by 7 on the board, 20-13 in set number 2. And we'll take a break and return on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Dr. McKay Frankham, quality dental care at affordable prices. Yeager's Auto Body. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been at the top of the game in auto repair. West Star Printing in Evanston. No matter what you want printed, West Star is where you want it done. Reese Auto Service. From lawnmowers and snowblowers to cars, trucks, and semis, Reese Auto Service in Lyman does it all. Trona Valley Credit Union, member NCUA. Plains Tire in Evanston, Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Welcome back to the Cokeville Invitational. Apologies for that muting I had there. Didn't realize I was not on. The second set goes 25-16. Star Valley's way. And the third set coming out. Star Valley back onto the near side of the net. Out in formation there. We have McKenna Brogue and Otessa Olson. Olson will be the outside at the front of the line, joined by Kaylee Hale, the setter, for a couple of rotations, and Hannah Christie, the middle blocker. She'll be up in the front line for one rotation to start the set. Then we have Mia Hutchinson, who will be replaced by Aisley Julander, Whitney Hale as DS, and McKenna Brogue playing back line as the other outside hitter. Subs made by Star Valley. No subs to be made for Lyman there without their libero today and perhaps for the weekend. Set for the serve receive. Mandy Ayer in the back middle. Bryce Hansen in the back left side. And the back right, it's Madison Harris. Heaton, Dickerson, and Walker up in the front for the serve receive. Not exactly how the attack will work. Hansen gets the first return up, and it goes to Bryce from Walker off the block of Hale. And hits the antenna. Set number 3 goes first point to Lyman. Got our cam that disconnected there. See if it would come back on. There we go. I think he got bumped when someone was moving around up here. Middle attack by Hannah Christie to start set number 3 and puts it at 1-1. Serve to Star Valley, 1-1 score, and Aisley Julander serving for the Braves. First punch picked up by Ayer, outside, and Walker is got a kill, attempt over to Heaton. She sends it down. shaking her head, not sure how she got that one to go. First had to toe the intended, got it just over the tape on top of that, and then ended up being a sharp cross roll that Star Valley could not handle. We have a 2-1 lead for Lyman. Now take that back, 3-1 the score. I thought it should be 2-1 Star Valley, and that is the score. So 3-1 Star Valley with the lead. Kaylee Hale serving. Back middle picked up by Harris. Walker bump set to the middle and 3 and over. Heaton moves over to the right side after picking up her first attack over. Into the net, caught there Addie Jenkins for Star Valley with the attacking air, and it's 3-2. Man, this score, 3-2. Got it all figured out now. Gave 1 point to the wrong side. Kendall Dickerson with the serve over. High punch by Aisley Julander, ruled legal, touch over on the right side. Otessa Olsen over to Lyman, and an attack by Mandy Air is handled on a sharp cross. Olsen back with the attack. Star Valley gets a power shot. Is it in? Is it out? It's just in. And Otessa with another kill for the Braves. No question, Otessa has been in a class of her own this competition to start the season, and what you expect for a veteran of the varsity level, someone who's played more varsity time than anyone else on the court today. Walker to the back line, and an attack by Hansen goes out, and right to me. 4-3 the score. That can't be right, can it? Or did they correct it? Did I have the score right all along and I thought that I was wrong? No. No, I did not. It's 5-2. They're correcting the score. 5-2 and another point down to Star Valley makes it 6-2. A 2-set-to-none lead for Star Valley. Olsen serving. Shoots it over to Hansen. Good return. Walker with the setup high to Air. Goes out far out to her left side. Picked up. Back to Brogue. Sharp cross. Air with the second touch. Out of system. Hansen from the back line pushes to the corner. Nearly a kill, but Olsen saves it. Brogue has to go tight to the line. Sent over the net. Tee off time. It's Harris sending it over to Star Valley side. Back set Jenkins. Cross. Kept up, but not on the second time. Walker had the first touch up on a diving play for Lyman, but nobody could get a second touch up, and it falls down for a point to Star Valley. The score? It says 6-3 on the board, and the board's been knocked off again, and I have to retouch that. It says 6-3, and I think it should be 7-2. We will see. Middle attack by Hutchinson is another kill, and it's now 7-3. So I'll see if I can fix that scoreboard that got just knocked off when touch might be the best. That should be good. You can see the score a little bit. Over a break, I might get that guess score up just a little bit. Lyman with the 3 points. Star Valley with the 8. And here we have a break right now. There is a scoring discrepancy, which, again, I think it should be 8-2, not 8-3, or maybe actually 9-2, I believe, should be the score in favor of Star Valley. Not making any changes, and we're ready to play. So 8-3 it stays. Bryce Hansen with a return up just stays inbounds. Harris touches it over. Back onto Lyman's side after a bump over by Hale. Air, back middle attack, pushed up by Olsen. Brogue on the outside winds up, picked up. Lyman with a nice return or a send over there. Onto Star Valley side. Hale to Brogue, backs up on the set, cross quarter, picked up by the defender. To the middle. Harris gets bumped by Walker as she bumps it over. Onto Star Valley side. Back set by Jenkins off the hands of Air, and a kill for Jenkins. There has been a change for the Lyman rotation that I'm just noticing for this third set. They've added in a DS, a number 8, and unfortunately a number 8, I do not have a number 4. Looking down the roster, I do not have a player with number 8 on the jersey. 9-3, the score on the board. Served by Otessa Olsen. Rolled over, back middle. Hansen with the first touch up. And the backline attack roll shot by Hansen. Hale with the setup for Star Valley's McKenna Brogue. Two players converge in Hansen. And that mystery number 8 that I have for the moment. And the score goes 10-3. Nine minutes before 1 p.m. This contest was set to start at about 11:15 to 11:30. We got started just a bit before noon. Middle attack, Mandier, Statue of Liberty, bump over 2 blockers. Weathered though, Mia Hutchinson. Pops it over onto Lyman's side. Air with the lefty down the line. Nice attack by the senior outside, and it's 10-4. Lyman trying to hold on here. Down 2-0, down 6 points in the set. Hoping to have a good opening season showing. So far, Star Valley has been the superior opponent, but Lyman trying to crawl back and do what they can to get into the match, 1 point at a time. Great middle attack on the setup. Brogue came sliding over from the far left of the net to just left of the absolute middle. Big attack there, and the point back makes it 11-4 to Star Valley. Jump serve by Hutchinson, returned over the net, and a tee off by Brogue. Another point back to Star Valley. 12-4. Timeout taken again by Lyman. We will take it with them. An 8-point disadvantage for Lyman on this First Bank presentation of Eagles Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
The best place to stay when you're...
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Welcome back to the Cokeville Invitational. Star Valley versus Lyman, set number 3. Star Valley on top, 2-0, and with the serve here. Hutchinson back to Lyman. A second bump up and 3 and overheat, and gets it over to the Star Valley side. Surviving but not attacking. Hannah Christie with a big wide open swing. Sends it long and out. Point 2 Lyman out of the timeout. Down 12-5 on the board, and a 7-point disadvantage, a 2-0 disadvantage. Mandy Air with the serve. Olsen set up Hale to the middle. Christie with an attack over, gets it past 2 blockers to Hansen. Tool down the line and blocked back down. Hannah Christie and Addie Jenkins with the combo block, 13-5. I think Star Valley certainly looking like a contender for this Cokeville Invitational early on, and do that tournament with the championship match at the end of the Saturday, second day. And that's in no small part due to the fact that this is one of the most veteran squads out there. Attacking air by the sophomore Hansen of Lyman makes it 14-5 for Star Valley. Be interested to see how Lyman can rebound, as we will have a game that initially was scheduled for about 4 p.m. today. We'll see how that goes. We're just 5 minutes before 1 o'clock here with another match in between. Nice roll shot over by Air, and it's down for a point. Lyman getting one back, 14-6. They will take on Bear Lake at about 4 o'clock. Timeout taken, I believe, by Coach Peterson. We'll take it with him. 14-6 the score on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball.
Sure, Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
14-6 on the board. Lyman trailing Star Valley here in set number 3, and the serve over by Madison Harris. Brogue with the first attack goes long and out. And for the second consecutive timeout break, Lyman gets the point coming out of the huddle. 14-7, Madison Harris, the senior, middle blocker with another serve, and just by the hair of a chinny chin chin, it's out of bounds. 15-7, McKenna Brogue. Jump serve and a hard one at that to try and handle an ace down. Had some curvature to it. 16-7. Serving errors have subsided since the first set for both sides, although they will continue to be a problem throughout this tournament, especially in this varsity gym where you've got a shortened approach for your serve. On to Star Valley side, Hale sets up Olsen through the blocking hands of Dickerson and down for a point. 17-7 the score. Star Valley running with a little bit of early momentum got. After trailing 9-5, they went on a 7-point run, and they've led ever since then. That's exactly how that match has gone. It really was Lyman looking good early, and then Star Valley got going hot. Nice little set, or a little punch over. Tip by Bryce Hansen makes it 17-8. And ever since they got that little glimmer, just taken it, polished it, and grown. Lyman a bit on their heels. High attack by Olsen. Good return there, though, by Mandier. Send over. Bryce Hansen gets back-to-back points. We said it earlier in this contest. It's a game of runs. And it's a mini run, yes, but 2 points for Lyman. A step in the right direction. 17-9. The server is the setter Walker. Goes back left side. Back set to Christie at the middle. Blocked down. Hansen. Still on Star Valley side. They try Olsen this time. Through 2 blockers and a big seam left on the line shot. It is 18-9. A doubling up in the third set as Aisley Julander rolls it over to Air, returned over the net. Otessa Olsen punches it down, and the countdown is to 6 for Star Valley. 19-9, the score on the scoreboard. Julander, another line drive. Air returns it over the net, and same result as last time. Otessa Olsen shoots it on down. Star Valley to 20 points. Lyman still stuck at single digits for the set. A long weekend of volleyball ahead, though. An ace serve. 21-9. Julander will try it again. She has a very good serve. And 21-9 the score. Lofts it over. Handled. This time a setup. Walker to the outside. And Bryce Hansen with the point. Gets the kill. Good shot by Hansen, and a lot to look forward to for this Lyman program. They've got a few sophomores seeing time, a junior, and 4 seniors who are playing their first varsity contest. Guarantee they'll be looking to improve and will be improving as this weekend moves along. 22-10, a little shot off the block and a kill by Otessa Olsen. Magic number down to 3 for a straight sweep set victory for Star Valley. Too much alliteration on that sentence. Kaylee Hale to serve. Ace. 23-10. And this is good to see early on. Tough serving Star Valley program. See it early and learn how to adjust after the first matchup. Outside, air winds up. Good setup there by Walker. Return though, and back on to Star Valley side. Otessa Olson is blocked by Kendall Dickerson. A little bit of late fight shown by the Eagles. 23-11 on the board. Take a break after the conclusion of this match, whenever it is. Have a little short post game, get you ready for the second match of today. We are at set point and match point. Mia Hutchinson hits it off the hands of the blocking front for Lyman. 24-11, and Otessa Olson serving for Star Valley. Flat-footed serve just over and in to Air. Walker to the middle. Air winds up and try it again. A kill by Mandy Air, and a good read there. Hit it off the right hand and forearm of Addie Jenkins. Set point number 2 for Star Valley, 24-12. Sierra Heaton with the serve. Long and out. And unfortunately for Lyman, the match ends with an unforced error, 25-12. 3-0. Star Valley comes away with a victory over Lyman. And we will be back in a couple of minutes to look ahead to the second and third contests right here on this court and on this station, mylocalradio.com. Don't go anywhere. Back with post-game coverage next on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
Welcome back to the Cokeville Invitational. The Lyman Lady Eagles fall in their first contest of the season. 3-0 to the Star Valley Braves. Very fantastic and a veteran team of Star Valley early on. Came in and showed as much. Lyman, a lot to work on. Some bright spots shown in that first match. All right, you lost. It's all out of the way. You're not going to be undefeated this year. Move on and go from there. The first set was actually going Lyman's way, and that was a bright spot early on, up 9-5 over, again, a very, very solid Star Valley team. I think the prohibitive favorite to take the Southwest Conference at the 4A level this year in Star Valley. And I don't think I'm going to get much argument early on in the season from that. We'll have to see how Green River is. They're going to be at this tournament. Excuse me. Evanston also here. We'll not get to see Jackson. But early on, Lyman had that 4-point lead and then a 7-point run to make it 12-9. Really was the turning on point for this Star Valley team. And they never looked back, and Lyman struggled, although held it close. Lost the first at 25-22 and got within 24-22, a 2-point differential late in those points, but was not able to get it to deuce and try to overcome. So in the second set, things were a little bit more separated. 25-16 the final in that second set, and in the third, 25-12 the final for Star Valley over Lyman. As it's gone so far, the first match of the day on this court and in this pool, Campbell County defeated Bear Lake in a tight one, 5 sets. I think the final in that fifth set was 15-12 or 15-13, one of those. So Campbell County is 1-0. Star Valley goes to 1-0 with the 3-0 win over Lyman. That puts Bear Lake and Lyman in a very important meeting in this second contest coming up, estimated about 4 o'clock, but we may be backed up a bit. We'll see, because this is the JV team warming up right now. Maybe we'll get on here. This game was, I guess, the varsity match was scheduled to start, was it 1:30? No, that was JV, so we might be all right. They're putting a lot of time between these games, so maybe about 4 o'clock, 4:15 we'll be on with a varsity match, at least for pregame coverage of Bear Lake versus Lyman. You got to get a win here if you want to try to stay alive for that gold bracket, I would say. And then you go on to take on Campbell County. Lyman will at the late contest. Bear Lake's already lost to Campbell County. They'll need to take on Star Valley in their final contest of the day. Again, Lyman, Bear Lake, the midday contest, about 4 o'clock to 4:30. I would say be looking for a pregame time. I'll try to get it up. I put the scheduled start time at, I think, 4 o'clock on the stream, so I'll try to have it up at least by then so you know it's working, something like that, maybe 4:15 at the very latest. And we'll go on with some pregame coverage. We'll hear from a couple of Lyman Lady Eagles in that pregame coverage, as we'll start off our year with some Meet Your Eagles segment I like to run for volleyball. Get to know some of the seniors on the program. We'll also hear from Dale Anderson, head coach of the football program. His team is setting up for a 0-week contest against Pinedale, I believe, kicking off maybe right about now. So we'll hear from him. Obviously, the game will probably already be over by the time we hear from him, but just kind of hear how the season's gone, practice, everything that's new about the team as we get set to bring you a Lyman Eagles football game 2 weeks from now. Until then, I'm going to go ahead and sign off and hope that camera stays safe in the meantime. We'll be back again about 4 o'clock to 4:15. Look for us right here on mylocalradio.com. If you're a Mountain View fan, we have all 3 of those games broadcast today, also on My Local Radio, through our affiliates of Preston, Evanston, and Rich. So you can watch all those games. So I'm here bringing you all 3 Lyman games today. Lyman versus Bear Lake, about 4 o'clock, and then about 9 o'clock tonight scheduled, Campbell County versus Lyman, right here on mylocalradio.com.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this mylocalradio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!